Hi, I'm Sarah and welcome to My Friend's Pets. On today's episode, we're going to be visiting my friend Sylvia and meeting her dog Marigold. I'm pretty excited for you to be able to meet her, and I know she's excited to meet you too. I think you're going to find Marigold actually pretty interesting, so let's go together. Hi Sylvia, welcome to My Friend's Pets. I'm so happy that you were able to invite us over, and I'm so happy to be here. These are my TV friends.
Hey TV friends.
I'm so glad that we get to talk about Marigold.
Yeah, I'm really happy you're here.
Who are we talking about today?
We're talking about my dog Marigold.
Okay, and what kind of dog is she?
Well, it's kind of interesting. When we rescued her, we thought that everyone thought for sure there's 100% corgi in there somewhere because of like her ears or little bum. But we did a DNA test and there is 0% corgi.
Really?
She is Cocker Spaniel, Shar-Pei, German Shepherd, Collie, Border Collie. There's some Great Pyrenees in there, which is surprising because she's a little dog. So she's got a lot in her, but she's a mostly Cocker Spaniel, Shar-Pei, and then Collie Retriever mix. Yeah.
You can really see it in the ears.
Totally.
The ears. That's the first thing that stands out to me when I met her the first time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how old is Marigold?
Oh boy. It's tricky because I don't actually know when her birthday is.
Yeah.
Because she's a rescue. I think she's 8.
I want to ask you a little bit about what you find you like doing as a hobby.
As a hobby?
Yeah.
I have the problem that I have too many hobbies. Most of them pretty nerdy. Lots of tabletop role-playing games, video games.
All good things.
Comics, books, and I have a voracious movie appetite, so all of that good stuff.
All good things. All very similar to me.
Yeah.
And what do you think it means to own a pet?
To own a pet?
Yes.
I mean, I even struggle with the word own because it sounds like hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an authoritarian owner of pets. I think it's a relationship. You know, you really not just bond with these animals because you love them and they're cuddly, but it's like you have to learn to speak their language and you have to empathize with them, and that'll help you coexist with them. Even when they're disobedient, even when they're difficult, you have to meet them at their level. And it's really fulfilling as well to connect with someone that is a different species, basically.
Yes, yeah. I like how you said that because I always think that like when my dog Mina is acting up, her biggest thing for me is she goes into the trash and tries to get used Kleenexes to rip them up.
Of course.
But usually when she's doing that, there's a reason why. It's not like she's being bad for a reason. It's like something has happened where she's getting frustrated, and it's like a puzzle that you kind of have to figure out together. What would you say your favorite part is about owning a pet?
Favorite part? That's hard to answer because there's so much. Like, I guess one of my favorite moments in the day is coming home and my pets are always excited to see me. And it doesn't matter what happened that day, that I guess you could call it unconditional love, that
Yeah.
kind of joy, that excitement. It's like, well, how could I be unhappy? Like, whatever might have happened during the day, if it was stressful or hard or sad, it's easy to check that at the door because you're like, no, I need to be joyful with my pet right now because they're so excited and it's infectious energy. So that's a great feeling.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really is. What kind of pet owner would you say you are? I am personally an anxious pet owner. I'm constantly worried and watching them, and I'm like, are you sick? What's happening? So do you kind of realize what kind of pet owner you are?
Oh, I don't know. I have those moments for sure.
Yeah.
Or if I'm out of the house for a prolonged amount of time, my number one concern is like, do they have enough food, water, and does somebody need to go outside and use the bathroom? And are they lonely? Are they scared? Like, I totally get that feeling. But at the same time, I also feel like I have a lot of confidence in them just because of the type of pets that I have had and had. They're relatively self-sufficient, independent, low-maintenance pets, which I'm incredibly grateful for.
Yeah.
So I'm able to like suspend those worries because I'm like, I have great confidence in my low-maintenance pets.
How long have you had Marigold?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. We adopted her when she was about 5 in 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been about 3 years.
How did you meet her for the first time?
She was on SCARS, so Second Chance Animal Rescue's website. I just saw a little photo of her with her big ears, and she had just had the surgery that removed her eyes, so she was still recovering from that, and like so part of her head was still kind of shaved, so she was kind of funny looking, and I just fell in love with those photos.
And how did it feel the first time that you met her in person?
Oh, it was so outside here. They the foster home, they're awesome. They have a dog boarding facility outside of Sherwood Park called Muttheads, and they're wonderful people. They came and dropped her off, and I just watched her walk down the sidewalk, and like this jaunty little walk, and her bouncy little ears, and her tail was wagging, like she just looked so happy.
Yeah.
So meeting her, like that was just a magical moment.
Was there anything that you noticed personality-wise that changed between when you first met her on the first day to like 6 months later? Was there anything that you noticed that you didn't see right away?
Yeah, I think the biggest change was she became protective of me.
Okay.
Because we formed that bond, and it was like the first time that I heard her bark, you know, because when she'd be in the yard before, she didn't take ownership of the yard. It wasn't her territory yet. But then, you know, a few months in, she's like, this is my house. And like the first time I heard her voice, I was like, that's what you sound like. It was so cool to hear her use her voice and like assert herself. Like, I'm the dog here, you know? It was really cute. Yeah. Really weird coincidence. This house, we moved in August of 2019. And then we adopted Marigold in September. Yeah. And I made an Instagram for Marigold because I knew she was very popular online, and I was like, I don't want people to follow me for my dog. So I made her own account. It's great because it's like just joyful pet photos. But the person who used to live here texted our neighbor and said, hey, do your neighbors have a blind dog? And he's like, yeah, why? And she's like, I'm the vet that took out her eyes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the previous homeowner of this house was the vet that performed the procedure on Marigold.
Wow.
And like, how could like...
The coincidence of that,
Totally wild, so...
do you find that Marigold's condition, without being blind, do you find that it makes her unique compared to other dogs, like just taking care of her in general?
In general, like day-to-day life, no, not really. I mean, sometimes some navigation issues and stuff, but like if I have to take her in the car, for example, like if I open the car door, she knows what to do and she just jumps in. Like she's pretty fearless. It's amazing. Like I'll take her for a walk and she'll run with me, and like she'll just full on gallop, and you know, it's like that trust that we have. And she loves it. She loves to run. But she needs that like companionship in order to like have the guidance and permission to just like let loose. However, the downside of her personality with blindness is that she's very fear aggressive.
Yeah.
Because she can't, dogs need to read each other's body language.
Yeah, like, it's a huge thing.
Huge thing. It means, it either means play or fight or what have you. And because I have no idea what her life was like 5 years prior to me knowing her, I have no idea what could have happened to trigger kind of fear aggressive behavior. So she assumes that all dogs are gonna fight.
Yeah.
And so she just goes on the defensive first, and then she'll be really aggressive and she'll provoke a fight with a dog because she thinks it's self-preservation, or she thinks she's protecting me.
It's a hard question that I'm going to ask, but do you have a favorite thing about Marigold?
Favorite thing? She's really sweet. Like, that's maybe a very typical answer because dogs, they have so much love. But she gives the best cuddles, and she's like, I don't know, you look at her face. She's really sweet. And she's not the most playful of dogs. So like when we get to like sprint together or something, like that's cool to see, because that's just like pure dog joy. Yeah. Because she's not really into toys, and not really into like roughhousing or anything. But being able to like just sprint, that's unbridled dog joy, and that's really fun. I enjoy that.
Yeah. Now, is there something that Marigold does that you find frustrating?
Oh yeah. I mean, I love her to death, but I think maybe this is partially because of her blindness. She gets bored and she licks her paws to self-soothe. Yep. And it's gross. It sounds disgusting. It's just an awful, awful sound. And she mostly does it like at night, in the middle of night, to like self-soothe and put herself back to sleep, I think. Yeah. I tried doing like a soft cone, so to keep her from doing it, but she's not hurting her skin or her fur or anything. Like, it seems to be pretty inconsequential. It's mostly just annoying. So I don't do the soft cone anymore. I can just get her to stop, because from the bed I can like reach her and I just like pet her. And then it's like, no, you're okay, buddy. Don't do that. And she knows. Yeah. Is there a way that you feel that Marigold has made you a better person? Oh, absolutely. I mean, all pets. Because I would say something that I struggle with the most is patience, and with animals that you can't verbally communicate with in the same way you can with a person. You can't rationalize things with. You have to be patient with them. And like I said, you have to meet them where they're at. And that kind of like empathy building is really powerful with pets, because it's a different kind. Again, you can't rationalize it. I can't say, hey, let's sit down and talk about how each other is feeling to understand our feelings. It's like, I have to try and experience what you're experiencing a little bit. I have to see things from like the pet's point of view. And so empathy and patience. And they're, I think, two incredibly vital skills to have. Yeah. So that definitely makes me a better person. Thank you so much, Sylvia. I learned so much about you and about Marigold. I hope that we can come back next time and learn a little bit more about your cat. I hope so too.
Well, that was so great. I learned so much more about Sylvia and a lot more about Marigold. I hope that you had fun, because I sure know I did. I hope I can see you next time when we visit another one of my friends on My Friend's Pets. Bye for now.